Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is going to be a long video showing yarn that I got from my storage unit. I didn't get all the yarn. I wanted to prioritize getting the yarn that I had larger quantities of because I wanted to use them for as a main color for a knitted project, mainly garments. And I did get other yarn from my box as well. I didn't get all the yarn. I still have a good amount in my storage unit. So um, I'll show some projects that I would like to knit with some yarn that I have here. So um, I have a couple of projects. My main project right now is my Alapa Slopey cardigan. I'm currently house sitting on the West Coast. I drove here and arrived a couple days ago, so um, I noticed that when I'm knitting on my cardigan, it is getting warm for it. It's a bulky Icelandic yarn, so um, right now, the area is cooler, which is good. When I was driving through the desert, this was like the last couple hours where I didn't get a hotel, so I had like around 18 hours left. And I was driving during the day. It was around like 50, 60 degrees, and at night it was around 6 degrees. I met a cat, and I'm really hoping that the cat had shelter because the cat was at the gas station. The gas station was attached to like, I don't know if it was like a neighborhood of trailers, but um, the cat was under a couple of cars and eventually under my car. I went inside to see if there was cat food, and there wasn't, but I got some jerky and left it in hopes that maybe the cat would find the food. So it, I got gas every time I got the opportunity to because there aren't many gas stations in the desert areas. And I did take like 2 power naps in like the 18-hour duration because I um, wasn't really stopping. So, unless for the things that I just mentioned. And and around like maybe 2 to 6 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't taking any energy drinks. I don't really take a lot of energy drinks in general in like everyday life. Um, but I take them for these types of occasions, and then my body isn't um used to the drinks. So the drinks, like I feel when I take them. And around 2 to 6, I was trying to chill out because I didn't want to continuously take it like clockwork because over like at maybe if I took them too frequently, there would be a point where my body would just be like, well, we can't take anymore. Or it just wouldn't have the same type of effect because it's kind of like, again, on overload. It's the same thing with well, it's a common thing where if you take too much melatonin, it has the opposite effect because your body is used to the amount of melatonin that you're taking. So, um, I felt like my body consisted of frozen coffee with oat milk, um, Gatorade, and Monster energy drink, and I did rotate it. I didn't take them all at once. Um, and I was watching that for health reasons too. So, um, it I'm here, so it did what it did, and that's the intro. I did finish sewing something today. It's another bandana, and this one has tassels. I might show it. Um, let me see. I'm gonna take it off now. Um, so I got the bandana. Um, well, I have it, and I put it. I sewed it inside out, and then I put it back to the right side, and I added these little bands, and I'm happy they're a good length, and I am just happy with it in general. I feel like you could, I don't know, like if I had the bands a certain way, you could like do something where it does something like that. But I'm gonna put it back. Let me pause it for a second. And I have this, well, I have a couple of the other ones too, but I really wanted to use this one because it has like magentas and bright pinks in it, and I feel like it goes with me. So, um, I might do the same with that, and then I want to have some for making like I really want to make um the improv house with the, oh my god, quilting method. So I'm going to do that. I mainly have floral fabrics right now, so maybe eventually, and then I can add the butterfly too because it's a little different. But maybe I can work on it. I'm gonna put my bandana on. So a lot of this yarn um, is yarn that I got on sale. There was a yarn store that closed. It was my friend's yarn store, and we were in the same guild. So when it was closing, she let the guild members um, get first dibs on what we would like, and um, there was a discounted price. So, sorry, give me 1 second. So some of the yarn is from the sale. I have got in a lot of sale yarn, and my friend also gave me a lot of yarn from her stash. And then there's yarn that I got. Um, just because I saw the yarn and I was thinking that would be yarn that I would like to knit up, as you do. Then there's the Fiber Festival yarn that I have here. And some hand spun. I didn't bring all my hand spun, but I feel like I can categorize some of these things because there's a lot to show. So in this bag, and it even says extra yarn here, it's Barnes & Noble. There's a lot of yarn that I got from the dollar store, and it's yarn that I've shown before. It's the Premier Just Cotton, but it's 85% cotton and 15% polyester. It's a medium weight, and this is in sage, and I got cream with it. So these will be for a garment that I've been wanting to knit, and this has been in my storage unit. I feel like it would be a good time to knit it because it's like colder to touch, and it would be nice to have it knit up instead of having it stored as this in this form. So I definitely got a lot for the sweater, and it's for a specific pattern. I won't have all the patterns here, but um, there are some that I really wanted to work on. And I'm storing my yarn in the chest or the bench that I have the laptop on. So the sweater that I want to knit with the yarn is the Saltburn sweater. I saw this on um, Julia's YouTube channel, the Happy Knitting Podcast, and I've watched her for years, and I'm happy she's still making videos. So I don't see the main picture of it, but this is what the yoke looks like. And she did the test knit for this. And like, I know when you see something and you are just drawn to it, that's how it was with this sweater. So I feel like that could be something that I will knit with. I have shown this yarn before too. This is sale yarn. There is the contrast color somewhere in this pile of yarn. I did move a couple things because I brought in the sewing machine table, that's, it's my mom's, but it was stored away, and now it has a place to be. So I feel like it's good because it's above the table are paintings, my paintings that were hung up. So I don't see the contrast color, but it's here, and when I see it, I'll bring it up again. So this is the Performa series, kiwi fingering weight, 30 grams. It's 40% fine New Zealand merino, 30% brush-tailed possum, 30% organic cotton. US 2, this one, the Premier. Recommended needle size is US 8. I'll see what the pattern is because I have knit it with different needle sizes, and you tend to do that when you're doing different parts of a project. So this is in the colorway Panamu, and it's good they're all the same dye lot. I have said this, that I had a project in mind for this, and then I was going to get more of the sale yarn because it was like 40% off. But when I was going to get more of it, someone purchased it. So I might knit that project again. It is a garment by Teti Litzak, and there are two versions. There is a DK cropped version, so it's a sleeveless one. It's like a vest, and then there's one with a lighter or a different weight of yarn, and that one's long sleeve. I was originally planning on doing the long sleeve, but it might be nice to have like a vest version, but using the different weight of yarn. I was given that pattern when I did the test knit in October. So, and then I finished it in a little less than a month. Because I've been enjoying like putting the knitted pieces over, well, on top of something. So that could be nice to do. And congratulations to Tati, because on Ravelry, I know what the pattern looks like. It was one of the top knitted patterns on Ravelry for 2024. So that's a big accomplishment, and I do enjoy the fit of her garments. That's like, well, definitely an important thing for when you're knitting. Um, I do have some hand spun in here, so I can see the journey of working with the Pippi spinning wheel. It's my wooden spinning wheel. I put the I put it in the storage unit because I have my vintage electric spinning wheel, and that one is my portable one. But I do enjoy knitting, or I'm sorry, spinning with my other wheel too. So I'm spinning to use use what I spun to weave a scarf, and I'll blend the different ones together. So I do love that element of weaving. It has you can get like the natural type of look from it. So um, I that's from me. I have the Falklands and I spun up a good amount of it. I don't have it right now, but I did bring it with me. So for sale yarn, well, from when the yarn store is closing, this was a really good deal. So this whole bag was around 25, and it's alpaca. It's Lion Brand alpaca, and it's a combination, so 30% alpaca, 30% wool, and 40% acrylic, and they're 50 grams. Recommended needle size is a US 8, but I'll see. So I still have it in here, and when I do get an acrylic blend, I try to see what the percentage of it is, because I tend to like the um, other types of natural fibers. But this is great, and I wanted to see if I could use it for a project that is maybe full on color work, because that's a lot of yardage, and it could really add up if you have the whole thing as color work, as I said. So I haven't decided what I would knit with it yet, but it's nice that I have that. I also got another large box, but that was given to me for free, and it's all a cream color. And cream colors, or in general, they are used frequently and quickly in my stash because it's kind of like the blank canvas that I have for maybe the yoke, or just color work in general. And it's not my favorite thing to buy because there's so many other things, and I mean, I do love the cream colors too, but it's I also made sure that if I saw those skeins that I would pick them up too. Um, so there's the Fiber Festival yarn, and I got some from different occasions. Sorry, my foot's falling asleep. Um, I went to a Fiber Festival, and my friends sometimes, one of my friends, and she was also in the guild that I was in. She sells some fiber supplies, yarn, equipment. So I got some alpaca yarn that she was selling, and this is 300 grams per cake. Um, I bought them on different occasions, so I really love this yarn, and this is one of the yarns that I was thinking about, like when I didn't have this yarn that I'm showing right now. Um, it's one of the main ones that I was like, I'm going to get that yarn when I finally find my box. And there is a specific pattern that I'm thinking I would want to knit. It's from the Icelandic Knits book. And it's the floaty. So inspired by Viking longships bearing snakes on their prows to ward off any evil spirits encountered on their journeys. As they appear on the horizon, the sun also glints on the road of gilded shields. The sweater is knitted from the top down without seams. I was thinking I would definitely want to knit this. I'm not sure if I would be wearing it. I'll see, because I tend to say those things and then I end up using the stuff. Other festival yarn that I got on another occasion is from the Fiber Guild that I was in. So at this time, I did like a walk around and I was seeing what yarn or fiber thing that I would want to get. And I kept coming back to this. This was hand spun by one of the guild members, and it is the Manxlocton sheep's wool undyed, and it's 272 yards. So I feel like I'll knit an accessory with this. I'm not sure which one I would knit, but this was another one that I was really wanting to get to have with me for the time when I would want to knit with it. I've been in the mood for knitting red. I want to knit with red and black. I don't really have many black colors in my stash. I feel like that's one of the ones that I'm pickier about. I'm picky in general, but I have some red yarn. So this one is Patagonia, the Juniper Moon Farm Organic Merino Finest Organic Merino humanely raised in Argentina. 100% wool, 100 grams. It's a lightweight, and the recommended needle size is 5 to 7. I've knit with other needles with this yarn. I feel like this is pretty versatile, and I have used Patagonia frequently in different garments, some of them being the main color. So I do enjoy working with this yarn. It's in the colorway Ruby, and I have two of them right now. So I'm thinking it would be the contrast color if I use it. And if I find a project that I really want to use the yarn for, I'll go for it, because it might be just like that project that calls to the yarn, or what the yarn calls for. Um, so I have a couple of the Patagonias somewhere. So other red that I have that's not Patagonia that I'll see is the Ella Rae Cozy Alpaca Chunky. So it's 100 grams, 70% acrylic, and 30% alpaca. It has a lot of acrylic, but I do actually like this yarn. I appreciate the alpaca. You could definitely feel it. And it's in the colorway number 530. I knit the ultra worsted cardigan with the Ella Rae Cozy Alpaca. It was the medium weight. I actually have some here. And I might keep going with the project, but I'm also thinking maybe I would do something else with it because I was wanting to knit another ultra worsted cardigan, but I feel like, I mean, I'm happy with the one that I have. I just wanted to make different sleeves for it because the one that I have is like um not a fitted sleeve, and I do want one that tapers. So I was thinking maybe I would do a second one. I do like the pattern enough to do it another time. But there's the festive yoke one that is also by Skandier Knits, and I want to knit that one too. Not sure if I would be in the zone for that since it's past the holidays, but I definitely have that one on the list of bucket list garments that I want to knit up. So for this one, I have yarn that could go with it to start off the garment. So this is the Barocco Ultra Alpaca Chunky, and the colorway number 7207, 100 grams, 50% superfine alpaca, 50% Peruvian wool with the recommended needle size US 10. There is a free pattern that I saw that I would like to knit up with these. Let me see if I have the pattern. Sorry. I kind of just put papers in here. I'll have to go through them. But I'm not sure which folder I have it in, but it's a free colorwork pattern on Ravelry. But when the time comes, I'll show it. I don't think I have it. I know I printed it, but maybe it's like in the pile and I'm skimming through it. This is also a pattern that I want to knit up. It's a free pattern that I printed just to make sure that I have it. It's by Jenna Kostet, the Finnish knitwear designer. I've tested it for her multiple times, and I am looking at different constructions. This one's a drop shoulder, and I do like the raglan type of sweaters and cardigans because I feel like they're nice to move in. So this is gifted yarn from my friend when we met up, and this is the Jane Doe Yarn Co. Hand dyed in Knoxville, Tennessee, and in the colorway Eat the Rude. It's 80% merino, 15% nylon, 5% gold stellina, and it's fingering superwash. So I have had this for a couple years. I really wanted to make sure that it was a special project, so I haven't knit with it yet. But um, again, when the time comes, I really would like to do something special. So this is a larger quantity. It's the Prairie Spun DK, spun and dyed by Brand Sheep Company Inc. in Mitchell, Nebraska. This one is in the colorway Mediterranean Olive. It's 100% wool, it's 100 grams, and recommended needle size US 6. So I really want to make like definitely a garment. There's a cardigan that I have in mind for this, and it would be contrasted with a cream. I love this shade of green. I feel like green is going back into the colors that I would like to knit with. I haven't knit with it in a while. I think this might be a year where I do. So there are a couple of creams. So I have the Malabriga Rios. This one would be an ivory. It's in the colorway Ivory. Recommended needle size 7 to 9, and it's 100% superwash. So this one is what I have left of that, and then there are a couple other ones. So there's another ivory here that's good. And this one is Barocco Vintage. 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. 100 grams recommended needle size US 7. And I haven't been saying the stitches per the inches that they, or inches that they tell you. So, and it's nice for different variations of the cream colors, because this hat, there are a couple things that I'm still going to block. I finished this at my brother's, but I didn't have a place to block it since he was renovating the room that I was staying in. So I did run out of the cream. This is a hand dyed color old yarn from Nutty Pine Fiber Co. And she does like pre-orders, or she tells you when she updates her shop. So it's at specific times. But when I wear the hat, since it is like an elf hat and it does fold over, it kind of goes together, and it's like a almost, it's not really a gradient, but when you're wearing it, it goes together. So I'm gonna block this. I have mittens. This is a pattern by Jenna Costet too. I haven't blocked these, but I do love them. I got them in, well, I got the yarn kit one year for this pattern. It's a pattern from the Knitted Kalevala Volume 1, and they're so nice, and I love the details of the mitten, so it'll be good to have them. Another thing I'm going to block is the hat that I finished. This is going to my friend, and we used to work together. So I'm thinking I'll make a pom-pom for this. Since I can, I have the yarn to do it. Block it. I am thinking of what else I would make to send with the hat. And well, more prairies fun DK. This one is in the colorway Shimmering Mauve. I do love pinks too. These were, I'll show these. This is yarn from my friend's stash. I didn't bring a lot of the yarn from stash. I got some that were like yarn that I could use to contrast with, but I feel like there was a priority of getting the yarn that I had multiple of. So, another one from her stash. This is the Plymouth Yarn Galway. It's a sport weight, 50 grams, recommended needle size, US 5. There's another Galway here. So I got green and orange. I could probably add the white to it too. My best friend is, well, I sent her a cowl with like the colors of the Irish flag, and it came out like really nice because um, it was like houses. It is houses, and it was a nice way to like format the colors. Because I would say it looked nice because of like the house design. Like you kind of see that is the design that you would associate the colors with too. Other yarn from her stash, the Flying Goat Farm hand-dyed yarn fiber, DK weight in Cabernet, and it's superwash BFL wool silk blend, so 55% BFL wool and then 45% silk. So this yarn I got when I received my loom. So this was already in the box, It's the Nature Spun Brown Sheep Company Inc. Sorry, in Fanciful Blue and in Boysenberry. So it's a medium weight and 100% wool moth proof. Did I say 50 grams? Sorry. Recommended needle size US 7. I love these colors. I have a specific thing. I really love the idea of using like gemstones, like a gemstone garment or scarf. So I'll see more gifted yarn. So um, these. A couple of the Jamieson and Smith 100% real Shetland wool, 2/8 worsted, 25 grams. And I, so this one is in peat. I have two of them, madder and Fluga white. So I really love these yarns, and it took me a while to find a needle that, or a method where I would knit with it where I enjoyed it. But once I used it with the needle that I liked, I've been enjoying this ever since. I do have my Ukrainian tarot bag that I made that I really loved too. The other gift yarn, Ken Dye's yarn in Virginia, hand dyed in Virginia in the colorway Nest. It's Brioche DK, 100% superwash merino. Recommended needle size 4 to 7. So I enjoy like shades of purple. So I have two of these. I haven't decided what I was going to use, but it's like grayish purple. Like kind of reminds me of like an industrial type of colorway if you want to think about it like that. It's kind of strange, but it is more of a, well, there's a lot of gray and purple. It just reminds me of like metal in a way. So I have some Rumagard. So some of it's from when I got the kit for the mittens, and then one year I got the Woolly Thistles. Like it's like a combination pack of different colors, and there's different ones like color combinations that they come up with, and I really enjoyed it. I do love Rumagard. This is Rumagard Phenol. 50 grams. They don't have the names on them, and I won't say what it says on the band just in case I say something incorrectly because it's not in English. But these are the ones that I have. So these are actually different. And I used some of the Rumagard for different things. I used some of it for my short sleeve sweater. This was yarn on sale, the Stratosphere. It's a brown sheep company ink, DK, 100% superwash US wool. Recommended needle size 6 in meteorite. So I don't knit with oranges or rust colors often, but I do love them. And they have purpose with what when I do knit with them. There are a couple of things left, but I really wanted to get my stuff. Oh, another Rumagarn. I really wanted to get some of my stash yarn because I want to use it. And um, honestly, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to buy yarn, but it is going to be where I have yarn with me and I'll definitely use it. I do this exercise where if I'm eager to work with new yarn that I have, I knit a lot of colorwork projects so I am able to combine the old with the new. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, my foot was falling asleep. But um, well, I have the stash with me, so there's a lot less of a chance that I'm going to get a large quantity if I go somewhere. Um, it might be like buying something here and there. So I have another ivory here. And I'm serious when I say that I go through the ivories quickly. So more Fiber Festival yarn. I have these I didn't get at the same time. But Bridget's Farm Cart at Headspring Farm. Milled yarn from our Fiber Flock and Friends produce, well, in Summit Point, West Virginia. It's a 3-ply worsted, 100% alpaca. I really love, I do enjoy alpaca yarn. And I got these two. I thought the price was really nice. And she was also in the guild that I was in. So sometimes, well, you see in general like the different price ranges for them. This is the Dirt Floor Fibers hand-dyed yarn. And when I go to the fiber festivals, I tend to go for yarn that maybe I wouldn't see or I wouldn't normally get. I tend to go for like non-superwash, and I love solid colors. Um, so it's like special occasion yarn. This is in the colorway Smoky Plum, 100% superwash wool. It's a DK 4-ply. So more purples. They tend to be like on the muted side. But I have knit with other purples and I do love wearing purple. So there's more Fiber Festival yarn and then some sale yarn from my friend's yarn shop. So the Sistari, manufactured by Sistari Sheep and Wool Company, in Churchville, VA, made in the USA. Traditional collection, 100% wool spice heather. I got 3 of these. I have seen them before. They have popped up in other festivals, and I was really looking for a specific colorway like this, and um, I got 3 and I'm really happy with them. So I feel like it'll be a nice garment. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them yet. There are other ones that I got. This is a D-stash that I got on sale. I'm almost done, so hopefully this isn't too overwhelming for people being like, damn, as I said, like, when you make garments and you use multiple skeins, in my mind, it kind of like disappears from my collection. So, but there's a lot here. This is Orzetta, 100% non-superwash Peruvian wool, worsted weight, naturally hand-dyed yarn. So I have 2 that are dyed with onion. Or, well, this one doesn't say what it's dyed with. And this is what it is. And then this one is dyed with walnut, and I see it here, but I'm not sure what it says. But they're naturally hand dyed, and I'm I think it's nice. This is a stitch marker, and it's mainly I don't want to damage it, so I tend to just put it on things. The other stitch marker that I got, this is also from the Petite Knitter. I got a stitch marker, or um, with the pre-order that I did a while back for her book. More sale yarn, sorry, the alpaca hand-knitted yarn, hand-knitting yarn, 70% alpaca, 30% merino, made from North America alpaca blended with merino wool. DK weight 100 grams, recommended needle size 6, in the colorway fawn. I've used multiple of these. I didn't bring all of them, but I've used it for different projects, and I just love this type of yarn. So, um, from, well, that was from my friend's yarn shop. These are from her yarn shop, and they were the sale ones that I got. They're the Barocca Vintage, 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. Recommended US size 7, medium weight. So I've said the schematics, but this one is in the colorway number 51194. This is in 5105. And I was thinking maybe I would do like a Caitlin Hunter pattern, but I'm still thinking about it. It's the one that has wings. My phone is actually plugged into the laptop charging, so I don't want to disrupt the video just in case it does something. But that's another one that I've been wanting to knit with. Well, knit on. Then a couple other skeins, and then that video. So this is the, looks like it's the Barocco another Barocco vintage chunky in the colorway 61195. And I feel like maybe I could knit it with the other bulky yarns too, because I feel like that could go with it. There is a Spreadsheet accompanying Lamb's Pride Superwash Bulky 100% wool. So Oats and Cream in the colorway Oats and Cream. And it's 100 grams, so I feel like I could put those together. I will have to get more of the main color, but it'll be good for a period of time. This will definitely last me, and I'm happy to finally get back to the yarn that I have. So then there's the Le Petit Lamb's Wool Beaches and Booches, 50 grams US, 2.5 to US 4 in the colorway dark blue green. That one was kind of souvenir yarn when I visited a yarn shop. This was on sale. The Artier, I do have a lot of Artier in my storage unit that I didn't bring. It's 60% Highland wool, 40% alpaca, 50 grams. I'm sorry, it's HUISINIS. This was sale yarn. It was like 70% off. It was 70% off, and there was a whole selection of Artier, and it's the Kate Davies yarn. This one, I haven't seen anybody sell it, and they're 50 grams, and um, the price is up there for the 50 grams. I mean, it is nice yarn, but it was over $100 in savings because I got a full quantity for knitting a cardigan. So it was definitely like a deal. Then the last one is the Woolstock Worsted Blue Sky Fibers, and it's in the colorway Northern Lights, recommended needle size 6 to 11. So I do love the different colors in there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully it was an interesting video to watch. I know there was a lot in this video. Um, I'll I know that I have other projects, but there isn't a reason why I shouldn't start other projects because I'm having fun with it. So I'll see you in another video.